First, we want to see a new participant dashboard here that allows us to dive into certain aspects of what am my users doing and where are they. On this dashboard, we see straight away how the distribution for our users is, where they are in the world, at what locations, and we're using these top 10 counts by default here because we believe that this is the best way to give you the most important things. But I also want to tell you everything here is customizable. So if you want to see it in a different way, you have all the tools available for that to make it maybe a top 20 or top 50 list if you need it. Another way to look at it is the usage here, the usage of the system and the problems that are coming with it for your users. So we see here that we have the unique active participants on our system as well as the host. So this is something we can compare easily and see if it went up or down on a certain day. And also we see how many inactive users we have, and this is probably a number that we really wanted to track. And I get to that in a second when I get to the user list. But knowing how many users are using our service and compared with the licenses that we got is, I think, pretty important to check how the return of investment is. But at the same time, we come up here with different categories to show you audio, video issues, and sharing issues, and make sure you have a possibility to contact these users that are suffering from these problems proactively and make them happy because you actually showed them you cared about their quality of the meeting. I talked about the user list. So we have the whole inventory of users here that you have in your systems that have licenses for Webex. I've told you we've using user categories here to help you group these users and maybe prioritize a bit with also the user class VIP here involved, so that you can actually have a simple look in here to analyze only maybe the executives or other people that you want to have a close look on. But I've had just the example of inactive users, so this also can give you the chance to clean up your environment and maybe save some cost on licensing by checking users who have login disabled, so which may be the ones that you already excluded because maybe they don't work for the company anymore, but you still have them on your Webex platform and you still pay money for their licenses. So this is one part. The other part, I think, is on activity. Whoops, no, this was the wrong one. And you can see I only need to use some key phrases here. So no activity, another user class here. People that don't use the service is also maybe the people that you want to go to and check with them why they are not making use of the meeting service when it's available to them. Maybe they use other technologies or find some workarounds which you don't want, or they are pretty much not aware and need training. So also very important. And with one click, you can export this list into Excel and further work on this one. Another way of checking the adoption is also looking at the devices that we have, and pretty proud to show you that we can give you your whole device inventory as well. Webex boards and other kind of devices that you have registered in the Cisco Control Hub. We're making sure that you have a simple view on all the devices with information, first of all, about connectivity and which users are using them. But as well, we're trying to give you some useful information about where are the devices coming from, when have they been built. Is that maybe something that helps you to track down a problematic series of devices? Is something I've seen recently also with a customer. And you see SIP URLs IDs, created timestamps, and important stuff like IP addresses to know where they are in the network. Licenses is another example here of checking how the adoption is doing. All the different license plans that you have here with Cisco can be checked in terms of showing them as a whole for all the different tenants that you have, and then compare how are your total units doing versus the consumed ones. Are you far away from using all of them, like you can see in here, or are you already coming close and need more license units, or are you maybe already oversubscribing? That is something you can easily check in here, and we make sure, of course, we alert you in case anything happens. Endpoint readiness. Nowadays, it's so important to make sure that the endpoints that you're using, the PCs, the laptops, the headsets in the world are working perfectly, and also in the area in the time of bring your own device, you want to spend a close look on what people are using when maybe at the same time there's complaints coming in about the quality of the meetings. So with just one click in here, you can see and understand what's used in the system live and historically, track down all these sessions for a particular device that's being used or particular headset, and then maybe also contact these people, replace equipment if needed, and see what works better or worse for your meetings. To help you also to have a big historical look for all of that, of course, this first solution for Cisco Webex comes with a whole set of reports here that help you to look up to 2 months back in the past. For more, you can always customize it or use our other reporting solutions. But here you get a set of 11 different reports, report templates that you can use to track down things like inactive users, the quality of the sessions, how are your different internet service providers doing, and how are they distributed in the usage, what are the better user locations versus the locations where Cisco is hosting the meetings, and what about the use of certain features of Webex, as well as devices and network types? So really important to track down the usage here.